Oh, there we go.
All
There we
right.
go. There we go.
So I got Matt Gilderman on the line here on 89.1 FM WGZS from Fond du Lac Reservation. Matt does public affairs up at Lake Superior College, and he's also a big self-professed hockey nut. Or maybe you don't call yourself a hockey nut, but you're.
I like watching the sport.
Yeah. And I know you're more into the pro and maybe the college stuff, but right now, this is the, this is like I remember growing up, and I'm not a hockey player either. I played other sports, not very well, but I played other sports, and but this is the time that, you know, I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but I mean the teachers are pulling out the big, you know, AV cart thing, you know, and we're putting it on in the classroom, and families are gathering together, and this is like they say the Great Minnesota Get-Togethers at the State Fair, and a lot of people go to that, but everybody watches hockey.
It's amazing, especially, you know, at the high school level to have 18,000 people at a game where nobody's older than the age of 18, basically. So it's the mystique, I guess. You know, it is Minnesota, and we love our hockey. So, yeah.
Yeah, so have you been watching any of the games, or what have you seen so far?
Yep. I've actually I work during the day, but I kind of get updates from other coworkers, too, who are kind of watching. And there's been a few blowouts, and there's been, you know, a few tight games. Last night, in Double-A, Centennial played Wayzata, two Twin Cities suburban schools, and they went to overtime. That was a really good game. That was really fun to watch. But and then East, of course, played yesterday, and they beat another northern team, Moorhead, 1-0. So been some tight games, and then again, St. Thomas Academy the day before in Single A won 12-0 over St. Cloud Apollo. So
12-0
seems to be either a blowout or a good game.
Okay, 12-0. I mean, is that a time when you pull all your starters or something? I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, St. Thomas Academy is, you know, people who know me know my issues. I don't have an issue, of course, with this school. It's the fact that they are a private school in the Twin Cities that is playing in the Single A tournament, and you know, it's an all boys school, but there's 500 boys in that school, so you know, then just essentially double that, and then you have 1,000 kids, which, you know, I'm not even sure of the enrollment. What do they call it? The cutoff for Double-A, but it's got to put them close. And once again, they're a private school playing against, you know, St. Cloud Apollo, or I mean, my gosh, there's the little Single A teams around, even up north. They were to play them, they'd beat them 58-0 because they're a Double-A school basically playing in a Single A tournament. So it's a problem, but they're actually moving up next year, which is good. But yeah, there's no game in the state tournament should be 12-0. It should be, you know, all the best teams. But if, you know, once again, private schools should be Double-A if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. So compare that to, and I got to say something else here. And this, and I don't want to, I don't really don't want to offend anybody when I say this, but hockey is, I mean, I played basketball. My brother was a wrestler, you know, and we're poor. You know what I mean? We didn't have a lot of money, but I mean, we could do that stuff.
As was IJP, and I didn't play either, mostly because of that.
Yeah, so let's talk about, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I finally got away with my wife, you know, just for the night. We just wanted to be with no kids for a little while, so we stayed at the hotel, and this hotel is full of hockey players. And one of the things that I'm thinking about, and this is why I don't want to offend anybody, because, you know, it's where you put your money, and I don't know everything about everyone's finances. But I think about that. If these families are going 2-3 weekends a month, you know, and you get grandma and grandpa and you get all this support, there's a lot of resources that are being poured into those kids. And, and go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't know how some families do it. Unfortunately, hockey wasn't always from, you know, my dad, he played hockey his entire life. He quit playing when he was 50. He you know, basically explained it's not the same as it was. Anybody could play back then. I mean, anybody can play now, but it is very expensive. Tournaments are really expensive. Equipment is through the roof. It's if you're a family and you have 4 kids and they all want to play hockey, I mean you're going to be spending a lot of money, and whether you have it or not is the issue. Once again, my dad grew up playing on Grand Lake with